Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. So in this video again I'm going to do a Pwnedlabs lab which is of S3 related to S3. So in this series if you see my previous videos I have covered a lot about S3, that's Amazon service, and if you don't know about it, let me explain it to you a little bit. So basically it is a storage service which is used to store object files at a large object files. So if you have something like a TB of a file, or a file which is of like many GBs, you can store it there and like host a static website as well. So in the first video I introduced you to the S3 basics of S3 and like how you can do it, what you can do it in that. And the second one is of the AWS S3 project, in which I guided you how you can host a static website on AWS S3. The third one was the first Pwnedlab lab, which was this one, Amazon S3, AWS S3 enumeration basics, in which I explained how you can enumerate an open S3 bucket or misconfigured S3 bucket and leverage it to expose sensitive data. Now we are going to do this lab, identify the AWS account ID from a public S3 bucket. So let me brief you about Pwnedlabs first if you have not tried it yet. So you must have heard about try hack me and hack the box and other stuff to practice pen testing and other stuff. But Pwnedlabs is my go-through and one of my favorite labs for cloud pen testing, or if you want to learn about cloud security. So Pwnedlabs covers AWS, Azure, GCP, all the three cloud providers, major cloud providers, and they have recently, as you can see here, they have released a major project, that is Thunderdome, which is like a proper, I would say, a Thunderdome is basically a proper machine which is you have to solve in many ways. So there is AWS, so this is a mixed cloud platform machine. So this is also a good but premium feature. But let's just dive the into the lab that we are going to do today. So let me just read the overview for you. So we created this beginner friendly lab to teach a technique that can find an AWS account ID given a public S3 bucket and how this can be leveraged. So let me tell you guys that I'm only doing the beginner labs as of now, because I am also on a beginner level, and what I think is I can explain beginner friendly labs very well at this point, and then I'll move to the different levels. So I'll be keeping a playlist as well. You can check it out here in the playlist section, what I have all done in the Pwnedlab section, and soon you'll get more labs as well. So let's just don't waste time and get dive into it. We'll just spawn the lab and we'll just on it until it appears. Okay, let's just read the below details that they have given. So we'll not read the walkthrough as of now, but if we require it, we'll definitely read it. There is no shame in reading the walkthrough. So scenario in this, in a world increasingly reliant on cloud techniques, the ability to expose and leverage even the smallest oversize has become a coveted skill. Amidst the backdrop, a leading tech enterprise has reached out to a specialized cyber team for assistance and have provided the IP address for their website. Your objective: use the IP address to pinpoint the AWS account ID via public S3 bucket so we can commence the process of enumeration. So, what we have to do in this lab? We are a cybersecurity specialized team, and a big tech company has hired us, has reached out to us, and they have provided us an IP address of their company. So they have provided us an IP address of the website, and they want us to tell what is the website's misconfigurations or anything we can find out in it. So we can see here there is an IP address correctly. So if this in the scenario it wasn't mentioned about any IP address or something, we should have started with the nmap scan or a rust scan. But as they have already mentioned that it's a website, so before doing that I'll just directly move and paste the IP address here, and we'll see if we can get anything from the website. Till then, let me see if we can see anything else here down before. So learn requisites, learning outcomes, focus, real world context. Okay, yeah, we can, and then walkthrough. So we won't read the walkthrough here, and we'll just see what we all can all we can do here. So all good, all good, all good. So we'll just check the website here, and if we go through it, let's see if it's something we can get something out of it. So as you can see, everything is redirecting us to the home page. So basically it's a static website. So I already know it was a static website because I have already installed this lab. But if you can see here properly, you will see that there is a sign if this is not changing to anything or redirecting to anything. So it is a static website. So now what does it mean if it is a static website? It means that maybe or may not be it is stored or hosted on a S3 bucket. Okay, so let's just see if we can access any image, and if we open image in any tab, here you can see it is going and redirecting you to a S3 URL. So I already explained it to you what is S3, and as you can see here, it is mentioned S3. So this is the S3 URL that we are getting. So basically our first, this before the point, we have our S3 bucket name. So we'll just copy it, and we can see that there is an S3 bucket. So we'll just move back and see if we can read anything out of it. And if we click enter here, yeah, so we can read almost everything out of it. So let's just go on our terminal and see if we can use it in any of like we can leverage any of it. So I'll just move to my cloud pen testing thing, and I'll just move here to S3 scanner, and I'll see if I can do anything. So I'll just go to S3 scanner, and okay, alright, I'll just move to S3 scanner bucket, and I'll just paste our bucket name here, and we'll see if it is open for public reads or not. So basically S3 scanner is a tool. I'll mention it in the description. It is a tool which helps you to enumerate S3 bucket, and as the name suggests, S3 scanner, so it's scanned in the S3 bucket for different things. So I'm just using the bucket tag here, bucket flag here, to know that if it is a publicly accessible or not. So as you can see, all users are readable, so you can read all the S3 bucket from here. So this is accessible. So let's just move out of it. I'll just cd out of it, and we'll see if it is accessible. So I'll just paste the command here. I'm not pasting, I'm writing it, sorry. So I'll just put down my command here, and I'll just do the no sign in request. Why no sign in request? Okay, so FTP, if you have worked on, you have pen tested before, if you have worked on anything before, you must have come across FTP. What is FTP? File transfer protocol. So if you remember, there has the anonymous login. So the AWS S3, the anonymous login is no sign in request. So when you do anonymous login on FTP, here you do no sign in request. So I'll just do it and see if I can list out the content of S3 bucket, and it will take some time. And if it is, yeah, so I can read it out here. So if I'll just do go back here and put the prefix here, so the after the bucket name, the folder name is our prefix. It is not a folder name, it is the prefix. In the S3 terminology, we call it prefix, and all the images that are showing below, these are our objects. So if we go here and we see, there are only objects, as we can see. So there are only images and nothing else, and we are not able to find anything. So now what we can do is, let's just do some googling around, or you can use ChatGPT as well. It is a very good friend of yours if you know how to use it. So let's just see how to get AWS account ID, because that's our main goal, account ID from S3. Okay, and let's see if we can get anything here. Sign into AWS console of addition with an ivirus role. You can go and view if it is okay. Finding AWS account ID, if it is not possible to obtain a AWS account ID from a bucket name, you'll need to request the bucket owner to provide the account ID. Okay. And there are some walkthroughs, I guess, and there is this. There are many other things. Enumerate this. Let's just move into this and see if we can get anything. So here they are providing us. Okay, so we have got a tool, I guess, here, and they are telling us to install it that way. So the tool name is S3 account search. So you can guess from the name itself that it is S3 and account search, so it searches the account from the S3 bucket. Let's just see if it works for us. Okay, I'll just install it in my environment and see if it works or not. Till then, let's see how you can use it. So I'll just see if it has a GitHub repository anywhere, because I'll need to know how this things works. Okay, so I'll just go here and we can see if we can do anything from it, or we can get any ID from it. Okay, so here we have the installation. We have already installed it. So with a bucket, so we have to use this. Okay, and if we go back here, we see that they have given us an access ID and secret access key. So I guess we can just go here and use the AN. This one will be of our this account ID. Okay, so now I'll just save your time a little bit to this walkthrough. I tried doing this, the main thing first, before reading or doing anything. So what I did was, I configured my AWS configurations, like the passwords, access key and secret access key with this, and I got the ARN for my account of this access key and secret access key ID, but it was not the ARN that we needed for this. So I went through it to the walkthrough, and read the first line. So if you attempt this technique without reading the walkthrough, feel free. The IAM user credentials you need are included in the entry directed point, and the role you can assume is named this. So what we had to do is we had to go to that account. We had to move through a little bit from that account, and we have to like enumerate that account as well, and we have to see what all the roles that we can assign. So there was a role that this was the role in that in that account that I got from here, and we have to assume this role, not that role that we got from that account. So I'll just copy the role from here. You can enumerate that account, but I'll cover the IAM enumeration from the account, all the roles and all the other stuff enumeration in a different video. I didn't wanted this video to be that long, so the enumeration part of IAM and the roles and the permissions and all, I'll put it in a separate video. You can check it out in the description after I'll post it. So I'll just go here and paste this one because this is the S3 enumeration I'm doing here. So I'll just go here and I see that they are doing this, so I'll just copy this from here and I'll paste it here, and I'll just go back to this to copy my ARN ID, and from here I'll just change it. I'll just change my ARN, that's the user that I got from this, and we know the bucket name, that is mega big tech. So mega big tech. Okay, and for profile I'll just do mine because I know we should use their profile that they are giving, but I'll just prefer doing mine because I don't want to configure anything else. Okay, so user AIN is not authorized to perform, so I guess I have to configure their user ID. So I'll just click on this. So S3, I'll do ID S3, and I'll just move here and see if I can do it. So access key ID here, secret access key ID also copied, and it is EU East West 1 and Northern Virginia, and we'll just paste it here, and from here we'll just change the profile to IDS3, and it will take some time, and I guess it will work now. Yeah, so it's working now, and meanwhile I'll take a water break and let's let it happen first. Yeah, so what it is doing is, let me explain it to you how the tool works, because I am not even sure myself that I guess it's a brute forcing tool. So what they do is this increment and try to brute force the first letter. So if we go ahead and read, there is an AWS policy condition S3 resource account that is meant to be used to give access to S3 in specific accounts, but also support wildcards. By constructing the right pattern and seeing which ones will lead to a deny or an allow, we can determine the account is by discovering it one digit at a time. We verify that we can access the object or bucket with the provided role. We assume the same role again, but this time add a policy that restricts our AWS S3 buckets that exist in an account starting with 0. If our access is allowed, we know that the account ID has to start with 0. If the request is denied, we try it 1 as the first digit. We keep incremented until our request. We repeat this process for every digit until the already discovered digits are as a prefix. Example, if the first digit was 8, we test account ID starting from 808182. So what they do is they check if the first from the first, so the account ID is of 10 letters, 10 new numbers. So what they do is they the tool comes from the first digit and it checks from 0 to 10 or 0 to 9 and see if it gets permission allows for anyone. So if it gets permission allowed on the 8th one, so it will start from 8, then for second digit it will start from 0 again, and for third digit as well, for fourth digit as well. So it will take till 10 digits and it will brute force the account number for you guys. Okay, so I'll see if it is there. So 107, 3 words, 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So I guess this is our account ID and we have successfully found it, but let's see if it ends here or what it will do again. It will do next. We just wait for it to go over, or like we can just copy it here and see if it's the account ID that we needed. Okay, format this unless specified otherwise. If we copy it, submit. Okay, the flag is invalid, so this is not the flag. Identify the AWS account ID from this. Okay, so we'll wait. Okay, yeah, so my bad, there was another digit, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so this is more than 10 digits. I'm sorry, my bad. So it has found 11 digits for us till now and it's still going. Okay, so it is 12 digits and it is done finally. So we'll just copy it here and I guess we are pretty much done with the lab. And if we submit it, bravo, we have completed it and we have got our points here. So I've checked the lab and this is what we were meant to do. So till we got this account ID, we have already completed the lab. But after completing it, I felt like it was a very small lab and I went through the walkthrough to see like what am I missing here, like if there is something am I missing or not, because it when I was doing it I just completed it in like 5 to 10 minutes max. So I was like, what's the thing that's left, because there must be something because it should not be that small. So when I went to the walkthrough I saw that they are checking all the other resources that is managed or configured by this account ID. So yeah, if you are in a real world scenario and you are doing a real pen test, if you get the account ID, you will definitely want to go ahead and do more stuff with it. So you will just go there and you will check if you can get any other resource that they are storing and all that. So what I found here is that we can use this account ID, we can go to our console, we can check for other resources with this account number name. I'll not cover it in this video because for obvious reason it will make the video long, and I want to make parts of it because if someone is just following it for the walkthrough for the solvation of lab, they can just stop it here and they can be done with the lab. But I can make it another video on it and like properly show you what you can do in enumeration and where to stop and what you all can look. So in this cloud pen testing, you can't stop anywhere. So basically if you want to stop here, you can stop here. Yeah, this is already enough information for the lab. But if you will be in a real world pen test, you will want to do more. You'll want to go outside of this and you'll have to see what are the other resources that are bound with it, what are the other things that you can access to. Maybe if they have access to S3 bucket, they are giving access to S3 bucket, they must have given access to, public access to many other things as well. So there are a lot of things that you can do. So I'll cover it in next video. For this video the lab is completed and I'll share the link of all the tools in the description and lab link as well. And if you like the video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching.